Yeah, when I first was married in '55, this whole street was nothing but trees.
Yeah.
Right down to where I live, the other side of the creek, yeah, it was bush. But now the field across from my place is full of homes and it's a development.
Yeah.
And there's a trailer park further down. Yeah, it's a great place,
Yeah.
really.
Seems like a very friendly place.
Yes,
at the very
it is.
least.
It is a very friendly place.
I became interested in the rock paintings or pictographs in the 1960s when I found a book entitled Indian Rock Paintings of the Great Lakes, and I immediately took an interest in it and tried to find the ones around Ignace, and found half a dozen sites mentioned and started looking for those. And once I caught on as to what to look for, I began searching for more on my own. And they usually say there are about 300 sites in the Canadian Shield. Well, since my interest started, I found about 150 new sites.
Wow. We are just over 2/3 of the way done our trip, and we've gone as far west as we can. And for the first time, we're actually headed back in the direction of home. Toronto, Port Hope, Prince Edward County, Madoc, Peterborough, Goodrow, Dwight, Algonquin Park, Bonnechere, Pembroke, Mattawa, Notre Dame du Nord, North Bay, French River, Sudbury, Killarney, Highway 144, Elk Lake, New Liskeard, Matheson, Timmins, Cochrane, Moosonee and Moose Factory. Back down, Timmins, Folliette, Chapleau Game Preserve, Wawa, Sault Ste. Marie, Hilton Beach, Thessalon, Highway 129, Sault Ste. Marie, Wawa, Marathon, Terrace Bay, Rossport, Thunder Bay, Atikokan, Fort Francis, Kenora, Lake of the Woods, Manitoba, Dryden, Ignace, Pickle Lake. It's a strange feeling, knowing that the trip will eventually come to an end at one point. But we do have one last trip into the wilds and unknown to finish before we truly start our way home. And that is up Highway 599 to Pickle Lake, the most northerly all-season road in the province, and just a hair's breadth shy of as far north as we were in Moosonee. We made it to the end of Highway 599, Pickle Lake. We finally made it. The population is somewhat smaller than Toronto. That much is true. However, as clearly indicated on this poster, there is a pickle fishing for walleye. And we can attest to the false advertising. There are no pickles in Pickle Lake. Oh, the black flies, little black flies. Always the black fly everywhere you go. I'll die with the black flies licking my bones. In old Ontario, in old Ontario. You know, one of the things that I learned during the Fastnet race of 1979 was that, you know, the most difficult thing about sailing is seeing where you're going, because there's this giant white thing at the front of the boat, always kind of right in front of where you're trying to look. So what I've done, a patented technique I used my first year winning that race, is you gotta kind of get down beneath the sail. And you steer from here. You know, a lot of other captains kind of look at me strange, but I can see where I'm going and they can't. I'm here with Lee McCodron, and she's going to tell us a bit about this incredible trail we're about to hike.
Sure. Hello. The Pijitiwabik Palisades are located in Greenstone, Ontario, which is where you are today. They're about $1.5 billion years old.
Only
I
a billion. That's
Only
pretty
a billion.
young.
Yeah, not too bad. And the unique thing about the Palisades is that we are sitting in the Nipigon Basin, which is a protected area for wildlife, archaeology, things like that. One of the neat things I was telling you about earlier is that they're so big and so vast that they create subclimates.
Right.
So things like Arctic moss, ferns, different things that should not grow in our region at all can grow.
Is this up at the top where these
Yes, when we get up there, yeah.
Okay, so down at the bottom we've got like pineapples, lemon trees, it's everything from soup to nuts,
Sure.
all the way up. I think we're about 15 meters in. That last 5 meters really did it. Just gonna have to take a break, but you already get a great sense of the elevation.
So now a little relief will come because we're gonna do some stairs to get to the top of the Palisades. I think we have about 20 minutes probably left of stairs. So it's about 45 minutes till we reach the top. So
awesome. This is one of the millions of blueberries growing alongside the trails at the top.
Here by the door up here, it's
Them's good eating.
cooler, right?
So after a leisurely hour hike up the side of the mountain here, we're rewarded with this view of the Pijitiwabik Palisades. And I think it's worth a bit of sweat. This is almost like a tropical forest here. There's moss everywhere, these giant ferns. I just saw a pterodactyl fly by. It's beautiful, but you can only find out if you hike it.
We moved to this facility in 2004. We used to be out at Ignace Lake, and it was a really nice spot right on the lake with a lot of interesting outbuildings. But this headquarters has been designed for us here right on the tarmac with the aircraft, so it is really functional. We have a dispatch program that tracks our helicopters as well as active fires and lightning and all that good stuff. So we have a split radio room only because our district is 1/7 of the province of Ontario, so we need to be able to have the capability to kind of split it in half and be able to operate 2 different radios.
These are special firefighter candies.
They're
right?
wine gum candy.
But they're the color of fire. Did you notice?
Oh no!
Only the
it's
fire.
because my favorite color is red and purple, and I eat them all.
There you go.
Oh.
We cover, here's Geraldton here, we cover down to Lake Superior, all the way up to north of Casablanca, which is 400 kilometers away. So we definitely have a pretty big landmass. We have lots of fires across the landscape that we deal with, and certain areas where we provide certain levels of protection.
Constantly keeping in touch with what's going on in the province, watching what we call this dispatch program. It has all of the fires in the province and all of the aircraft, vehicles, what have you, and the status of them. You just have to put the arrow on a fire and it tells you what's going on with it. This is one of the province's 9 CL-415s.
Yeah.
How many? 12 water bombers in the province.
Yeah.
9 of them CL-415s, and the other ones are twin otters.
$13.50 Imperial gallons of water in these 2 tanks right here.
Well, you're flying in a in an environment that's low to the ground, heavy airplane, low visibility, and close proximity to lots of other aircraft. So it's always interesting. And extreme turbulence, where we wear a 5-point harness. Turbulence like you couldn't imagine at times. It's not always that way, but just day-to-day operations are intense at times.
I kind of get the impression you got to be a bit of a thrill seeker to take this job.
It's not for the faint of heart at times, for sure.
So in your opinion, where's the best place to ride in Northern Ontario?
You know what? Wherever I get a chance to do it that day.
As long as you're on the road.
Yep, exactly.
Welding shop is over there, and we're getting ready here just to do a little bit of painting on these elevators. So what we do is bring the airplanes in here and we paint strip them, and we recoat them to whatever the customer likes. So that engine weighed about 1,400 pounds and it produced around 600 horsepower. And we've taken that out and we put an engine in that weighs 380 pounds that produces 1,000 horsepower.
This is Recon Air, where they repair and restore bush planes for use all over the world. In fact, the plane that we flew in White River was found by Roy and Brian Leuenberger in India, with the fuselage being used as a chicken coop and the wing as a water slide. They've also invented a device to increase fuel efficiency, which they installed on our trusty truck, Willie Nelson.
We're going to let you go for the rest of your travels. And this product, we guarantee you 75 to 100 kilometers more to your tank of fuel. So the fuel that is wasted and expelled out your exhaust valve to create horsepower and torque, reverting into fuel efficiency.